This month we celebrate 5 years of Lexicon. It's our birthday, January 2020. 5 years ago, we were two people. Those two people were Steve and I. Here we are now, 5 years later, with a huge office in the middle of Bangkok. We're going to discuss a lot of the ups and downs we've been through over those 5 years, but before we get into that, I have a very exciting announcement to make. I'm very honored and privileged that Steve was recently offered the position of Chief Storytelling Officer at Lexicon and accepted. So first of all, thank you, Steve.
Well, it's a pleasure. I look forward to everything that we're going to do together. This is quite an honor for me as well.
What do you think the role will involve?
Well, I'm going to work together with all of our departments to put together branded storytelling content so that everything we create is well integrated and on brand for our clients.
So Steve, what are you most looking forward to in this role?
Right. Well, we have a lot of talent across this whole organization from every department, really, and I see it as a privilege to be able to share ideas across departments. The visual team can come up with an idea for the film production team. The writers can add their views. Social media can enhance that through excellent work there. And really, I see my role as a kind of synthesis to put all of that talent together so that each person's efforts are working toward the whole project, the whole product. And so if I can do that and I can also enjoy working alongside these great people, then I'll consider this job a success.
I'm sure it will be. So you were the obvious candidate for the role. Obviously, we've worked together for a long time. We've known each other even longer than that. Ask me about camels later. The role was crafted almost specifically for you because your storytelling skills have always been able to cross-function, whether it's developing brand strategy or tone of voice or storyboards and scripts or even social media strategy. So just thank you again. I'm very honored.
Well, thank you for the opportunity and for having me here all these years so that I could get to know the clients that we do work with, kind of get a sense of what they're going after, who they are, their real identity, and so that we can get that message out to the world, which really needs to see it. So David, you've been in Thailand for most of your adult life.
Yeah, 16, 17 years.
And you've been working in the business district for a lot of that time. What is it that made you want to start this company, Lexicon?
So, it really wasn't my intention to start a business. As you know, I was doing my PhD in habitus and all those kind of abstract concepts, as you remember.
The good old days.
The good old days, yeah. While I was doing that, I was at KPMG, and I saw an opportunity while I was there for a small, agile content creation company that could plug into larger companies such as KPMG. Little did I know then how prescient that would be. I saw that at the time as consulting, training, writing, editing, but even then they were the seeds of storytelling. They really were the concepts that even back then we were unwittingly promoting and propagating.
Right. And your time in that world, getting to know those people and working on their stories and their publications, did it prepare you at all for the type of journey that you would go on starting your own business?
No. It's, I think anybody can prepare you for starting your own business. It seems so easy. You know, Bill Gates is a billionaire, Steve Jobs is a billionaire, I want to be a billionaire. It's
all you need is the right idea and then a miracle happens and then money's falling at your feet.
Nobody mentions the 5 years of late nights and no weekends and grey hair that comes with the package.
Yeah, well, I've got a bit of my own, so it's hard work all around.
It is indeed.
But you've certainly done the lion's share of it. And I want you to talk a little bit about those challenges for the first few years. What were those years like? Just getting off your feet and understanding your position in Bangkok's business community and how to move forward.
Well, I think we were very lucky that we were incubated with PKF for the first 2 years or so. So obviously for the first year, we were in the kitchen at my house. Seems a long way away from all of this.
Yeah.
But then from the second year, PKF kindly allowed us to be part of their organization, and that really gave us a lot of help because that gave us access to legal experts, tax experts, accountants, and peers and mentors that otherwise we would never have had access to. So I think that access to the world of business thinking was a real leg up that we wouldn't have otherwise had. Again, I was fortunate that I had a salary through PKF2 for a while, so that the financial burden at that time was less severe. So we were able to slowly pick up our own clients and develop a portfolio that allowed us to, 2.5 years ago, make the move to the last office that we've just left. So the first couple of years seemed difficult, but in retrospect, they were really easy, actually.
You think?
Compared to what's come after that.
Okay, sure. Well, it always looked difficult to me, and I know that I couldn't have done it, and I'm pretty amazed that you were able to pull through all of this. And I wanted to know, out of curiosity, if you could whisper something in your own ear 5 years ago, David, when you're just getting going on this, or when it was just an idea you had in your mind, what would you want to tell that younger version of you? Don't do it. It's gonna ruin your life.
Yeah, probably that, but no, maybe not that.
No.
That's a good question. I think that it's stuff that I probably already knew. Like, surround yourself with people who are more talented than you. Find people who have complementary skill sets to you. I am not the best details person, so I need to be with an accountant who's detail focused, with a chief storytelling officer who sees the minutiae. It's difficult as a small company to attract the highest talent, so I'm not sure if it would have been surprising to me if I'd whispered that, but I would probably double down to that. I would insist to my younger self that,
Plow ahead.
Yeah, keep going.
Get through it.
Yeah, and it gets better.
I would whisper words of encouragement because I was there with you. I knew you were struggling. And it's not that, you made any real missteps. It's just that this is a hard thing to happen for anybody. And, starting a business, the first few years, particularly, it's got to be really stressful. You have to learn legal situations, tax situations. You got to learn all of these cultural nuances that, you've been exposed to, but maybe didn't have to practice throughout your own professional life as much. So congratulations again, 5 years old, Lexicon, you're doing great. I'm glad to be here. I just want to ask one or two more questions, if I could.
Sure.
So one of them is, when did you know you had something special here? Because not all companies survive 5 years, but ours is not only surviving, but it's growing every year, almost every month. And at some point, you must have realized this is going to work.
Yes. I think it's still maybe it's just past its teenage years, though. In my head, it's still blossoming into what it's going to be. I think the idea of a full-service storytelling company, it's an unusual thing. I'm fortunate that I was a writer, I had a little bit of business world experience, I had a bit of academic experience. I was able to stack a lot of 7 out of 10s to make this business. And for the first couple of years especially, there was not the huge profit motive. So we were able to experiment a lot and develop our offering a lot more. When was the first moment I realized it was a viable option? I'm not sure when the first moment was, but last week when we moved into this beautiful big office with these views, with this team, it makes me beyond excited for what 2020 and the future has in store.
And what is that?
So we have a lot more than we had a year ago. We have a whole tech lab that we were able to incorporate 6 months ago. So now we have advanced web design, tech solutions, apps, things that we couldn't have imagined a year ago, allowing us to tell our stories through technology even better. We've got an exceptional video team now, we've got a great design team, we've got a great content marketing team. We've got all these great teams that a year ago we didn't have. Bringing them together now with a CSO to mix it all together means that the work we're already doing is going to get much better. This side of the office is only half of the office, and this is 200, 300 square meters. The other half of the office is going to be dedicated to play. So an opportunity for our staff to develop their skills, for us to give workshops for our clients, for us to have internal events and grow the brand and the family. In addition to that, our commitment to storytelling, as you know, means that we're launching our own online magazine, which will give our team something of a free rein to tell the stories they want to tell. So to develop their storytelling skills and to give our clients a platform for their stories also. So the future looks like the present, but as you said, bigger and bigger.
Great.
Every month.
And I consider that part of my job as well. And as we look forward to the coming years, I'm really excited to kind of put our heads together and get all of our talent working together for this common goal. I think it's a great objective for all of us to have, and I really can't wait to see what comes of it. All right, thank you, David. It's been great talking with you.
Mate.
Yeah.